What? Oh. What? 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 What's going on? I just... No. 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What? Lamborghini with an ice cream paint job. Last night I went to work and ate a bunch of candles. Lamborghini with the ice cream paint job. Last night I went to work and ate a bunch of candles. No, 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 no. No! Why didn't I hear the super chat sound? I saw the super chat, but I didn't hear the sound. Lamborghini with an ice cream paint job. What is going on here? Not much is happening yet? Not true. You better freaking get it together. Okay. Thank you, Josiah, for the 10, man. Alright, alright. Well, this isn't really what I was planning on looking like. This wasn't my plan. This? I'll show you my plan. It's this. Isn't this like so something? This is something. This is sick. It's like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know, dude. I don't know. Green from the Brapping. Shut up, Jan Ham! Your name's Ham, all right? Your name's Ham, okay? Here's your sound, Josiah. Looking cool. Boy, have I got a show for you guys today. Boy, if I just have an actual show for y'all. I guess I kind of jumped the gun in doing it. I'm here now, though. Ham sandwich. Is this a members only stream? I did this correctly, right? Let me just check. Yep, it's public. Okay. All right. All right. I got some stuff for you. We got a busy day. Nothing perfunctory happening here. I just wanted to say I just looked. All right. All right. All right, off to a bad start. They're playing Roblox. All right, that's enough.
You ready?
Yeah. Dude, you guys want to come over to my house and look at my blacklight posters? I have a kiss mouth, I have a freaking stinky blacklight orca, I have an ICP poster that freaking you can charge up in the sun. Dude, you guys gotta see my blacklight. Oh my gosh. It's me hanging out with older kids that do drugs. I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys would love my blacklight posters. I'm super into the Cheshire Cat. You guys like him? You know, because he's like trippy, dude. I have a freaking poster of that caterpillar sitting on a mushroom and smoking a pipe. Isn't that sick? That's like weed, dog. You guys want to come over to my house? I got a bunch of license plates on my wall. Oh my gosh, dude. I collect rave flyers. I've never been to a rave, but I collect rave flyers from the record store. My entire wall, dude. You probably know some of these DJs from when you do ecstasy. Oh my gosh. Have you ever heard of a Stidimon? A Stiddy Monkey? Last night I went to jail. I had so many fantasies about being a cool, crazy person at the gas station just now, and being like, you better watch who you talking to, ampersand, or I'll kick you and I'll hit you with the nigger whistle. That's some of the sentences I was thinking about. True. And true story. And then someone I knew showed up and went to say hi to them. Hello, Ricardo. And then I realized that the way I'm dressing, which is with red shoes with no shoelaces and the tongue's flopping out, a ripped shirt, and a fanny pack with a, with a hall pass in it, if you know what I mean. I just realized that I'm gonna mess this dude's day up. I should have just went with that, but he had his son with him crying. I was like, this poor guy, man. He's got enough problems. So I said, what's up, man? You good? And I said, all right, I gotta get out of here. I got my weird shoes on. I did say that in front of everybody. I gotta get out of here, yo. I got my weird shoes. And I went, So, anything that I thought I was doing, I'm not. I'm just weird. I'm just weird and awkward. And I just freaking should have dressed better, probably. The long and short of it. I said, I gotta get out of here. I got my weird shoes. What? 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 Yeah, that happened. So that happened already. I have my weird shoes. I could show you the outfit. I'll do a fit check real quick. It's not great, but I'll show you. Fit check. Guys, I'm doing a fit check. Hold on. Daddy's doing a fit check. This is what I wore out today. Can you see all of it? I call it scraped unk. Not chopped, scraped, papped, even smeared. Sorry. I don't know. Okay. The doggies love me. I'm trying to show you my shoes, but the doggies love me too much. I'll just come over there. I'll come to you. These are my shoes. Look. No laces. Look. The tongue was flopping out half the time. Look at that. Is that cool? I figured if I walked with confidence, people would think they're behind the times. That's what I thought. My thinking was that if I walked confidently, then everyone else would just think they're behind the times. It is Alaska, after all. These people they dressed how people in Brooklyn dressed 20 years ago. Look, says, I just got out. That's what I wore into public today. I chose that. That's what I wore in public, man. That's what I wore in public, man. Hey, that's it. That's it, dude. That's what I wore in public, man. I mean it. That's what I wore today, out there in front of everyone. That look is famous amongst the homeless of Northern California. Yeah, I know, and I have options. But I thought, if I wear this and I wear it with confidence, then everyone else will think they're behind the times. That's what I thought. And I saw a man who I knew, and I was ashamed. I was like, I could have worn anything. Why did I choose this? And then I tried to be cool about it. I tried to be cool by saying, yeah, let me get out of here. Oh, no, Tony, no. I said, yeah, let me get out of here real quick. I got my weird shoes on. Stop! Stop it! That's never going away. That's always in my head now. I always did that. I am forever doing that. No. I can't believe it. You deserve to wear your shirt like that.
Here's your coffee.
Nice coffee. Thank you, hon.
You're welcome.
Anyway, as you can see, I have a lot to show you today.
Hi. Please don't talk to me right now.
This is my Mickey Mouse
I'm
impression.
scared.
This is my Mickey Mouse impression.
You guys like Goofy? You guys haven't seen Goofy, have you? Please don't tell me Goofy's around here. Minnie had an affair with Goofy. He gave her hep C.
I better see a wall of people dying laughing. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Anyway, what's going on? I'm busy today. I got a lot busy. No, that was me after not sleeping for 36 hours. I didn't sleep for 36 hours. I was delirious and driving. At a certain point, I just had to pull over and just, do that. I just had to be delirious for 5 minutes on camera. And then I continued driving. Because what we did yesterday is we went to a church. A beautiful, beautiful church. That you ain't never seen before in your life. Here, I'll show you a little picture. Here's what I'll do for you. I'll show you a little picture of it. You ain't never seen it. Look at that. Look at that beauty. It's an ancient church, 125-year-old church in Ninilchik, and we visited it, and I am born again. I'm restored. I am renewed. I know that I can do this. I know how to do this. I've been thinking about what's been going on lately. I've been really out of it. I've been out of it. I've been crying a lot, just crying. I went to church on Saturday at my regular church, and I was hanging out with my friends. I got there's some real friends there. One of them, I'm gonna go on a transgression here. Make sure I come back. One of them, last night, after I hadn't slept for 36 hours, all I want to do is go to sleep, right? All I wanted to do was lie down and go to sleep. And so I'm lying down, I'm going to sleep, and all of a sudden my phone starts going insane. Over and over and over and over. And I look for a second. I haven't read any of this, but these were the texts I received in rapid succession as I'm falling asleep. Dude, FIFA is scripted. Number 19-1. 19. This symbolizes in Islam the guardians of hell. Today's the 19th, number 19-1. The person who was born, I believe, on the day of the Masons and was falsely baptized by his opponent. It's scripted. It is demonic. Bro, if you're watching, is everything all right? What are you doing? I'm responding to you now. Hi, I'm responding to you now. What are you doing? Is everything okay? Do you need me to come get you? Anyway, so I'm at church and I'm seeing everybody, you know, we're hanging out. Yeah, I know. Crutter, you know what I mean? Look, everybody's at a different page in this book. You know what I mean? I knew this guy when he wasn't red-pilled. He's navigating it. He's navigating it. I was the man who told him about the Jews. I take full credit. Tengu! I take full responsibility for red-pilling this nice man. And I should have guided him more on his journey. Now he's telling me about FIFA symbolism. That's on me. I'm coming back, buddy. I love you. I'm coming back. I'm gonna hang out more. Holy crap. Holy crap. So I went to my church on Saturday for a baptism, and it was beautiful and it was nice. And then I hung out for a little while, and I saw my friends, and we talked. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like red pilling isn't enough. You can't just be like, oh my gosh, you're right. It is the Jews. You have to help them a lot afterwards because there's a million people out there, I don't know, in like the red pill industry trying to hijack them into being goofballs, trying to hijack them into gematria and Pennsylvania Dutch practices. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. I'm going to turn down my exposure slightly, though I do like this, like, I'm not sure what this is. It's like, I'll be your wish, I'll be your friend, I'll be your fantasy. I feel like that should be playing in the background. Do I have any pop music? Just straight pop? Let me see if I have some pop. Just give me 1 second. Let's just play some pop music in the background. Here we go. Here's some pop.
I'm a wicked stiff, look at me, watch me pay my rent, watch me pick up shifts, and then bring home a bonus. Get it how I live, check my whip, I'm driving a Saab, y'all can't fuck with this. I'm too legit to quit my job, saving for a crib with the loan. I'm gon' get a dog, take him for a walk, and meet a girl in the park. She'll become my wife, what a life, we'll have everything. Maybe we'll have kids that teach us life's real meaning.
Okay. What was I talking about? So I went and I saw everybody, and we're talking, and I'm having a good time hanging out with them, and we're talking, and then, you know, I have my world famous violent mood shift that I can't explain to anybody, and I'm tired of trying. And all of a sudden, I just have to leave. And I'm like, hey, I have to go now, guys. And they were like, oh, Tony, you gotta go, you know. We haven't seen you. And I started tearing up because I don't know how to explain it to people, you know. And I was just like, no, I just have to. I don't think they saw. I hope they didn't see. But I was like, I just have to go. I don't know how to explain. I can't explain further. It's just time for me to go. And so then I left, but then I went to this church, this beautiful ancient 125-year-old church that I think maybe St. Tikhon visited. That doesn't make sense, does it? Yeah, it does, actually. And I know for a fact that St. Tikhon was in the Nilchik. And one of my old priests was serving the liturgy. and I'd been up, by the time I got to liturgy, I'd been up for over 24 hours. I was up Friday. I got 3 hours of sleep Friday night and then no Saturday. And so it's 10 in the morning on Sunday and I'm at liturgy, and I didn't think I could make it. I was lying down in the car before I got in, but I made it in. Stop me if I'm being boring. I made it in, and it was life altering. It changed everything. It changed everything. The place was saturated in prayers. It was so humble. It was such a humble little church, but it was so beautiful. I wanted to stay and take pictures of everything. I don't take pictures at church usually. I usually get mad if other people do, and I'm like, don't do that. But I couldn't help myself. I was just overwhelmed by how beautiful everything was. Maybe I could show you a picture Maria took that was really beautiful. Give me 1 second. This is good. I'm going to show you one picture. Get it how I live. There you go. You understand? Do you understand? You understand? This place was unbelievable. And my priest did 2 liturgies. I have a lot of priests. I need a lot of priests. I have more than you. I have more priests than you. God was just looking out. He's like, I understand that you need a lot of priests. We're going to give you a bunch of priests. Anyway, so one of my priests served the liturgy there, and his homily was incredible. I wanted to, like, I felt the entire time like I wish I could like video this entire thing, because I don't know how to hold things in my mind. And I want to hold all of this. I want to hold every word he said. And then after liturgy, he kind of did a second homily. I just wanted to hold it all. I just wanted to keep it with me. Everything that happened. I just wanted to keep it with me. I was like, this is like the best experience I've ever had. This was crucial, and it was worth the struggle. It was worth driving for hours and hours with no sleep. It was worth it. It was worth it. I couldn't imagine it being worth it. When I was sitting outside the church after driving all that way and being awake for all these hours, and also having to fast because I was going to take communion, I was like, this was a mistake. And I walked in and I was like, this was a crucial moment. And I feel a shift. I think I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm here. You know what I mean? I'm out here. I'm going to put some flowers around this entire screen. Sometimes when I get home from church, I watch the stream because I can't get enough. That's nice. He gave you 37 priests? Did I say 37? Why'd you pick that number? Anyway, we're just getting started here, guys. I got a big show for you. I'm trying not to get, I know I got a lot to offer. I ain't even gonna fret. I know I could do this. No, I'm leaving. I'm scared. Actually, I've changed my mind. I'm leaving. I'm too scared. Here's a meme. I think, who made this? Who made this meme? Let me see who made this meme. I gotta give credit. Meme credit is such a underutilized thing. This was made by... I don't know who. Well, if you're out there, you know, can you get that on a shirt? That is pretty good. That is pretty good. You sure you don't want me wearing my red shoes with the soles, with the tongue sticking out, and me wearing a rip shirt? The artist of our generation, more like Greatest Artist you ever seen, Tony. Very true, Dimitri Sikaradze. All right. Yeah. Okay. I got so much to do. I don't know where to start. I guess I'll just try and, you know, I'll probably just do this.
Dude, did you know you can get high from smelling a homeless person's shoes? Dude, I paid a homeless person $5 to let me huff his shoes, and I freaking tripped balls all the way down Broadway. All the colors were all freaking sparkly. And then some freaking chick with rabbit ears gave me a weed gummy, and I freaking sparked a bowl with some blacks, and they were so chill. We just freestyled for like 2 hours.
All right. Snaggleby, why isn't this updating? Why isn't my super chat thing updating? I'm getting super chats, and it's not updating. Whoa, oh. Yo, everything's all wonky donk today, man. And it's not even popping up. Okay. Snaggleby says, "Hi, Tony. I want you to know that if I could grab a hold of your heart's sadness and crush it mercilessly and free you from your moodiness, I would. But I'm not as wise as God, so maybe there's a reason you still have to wrestle with it. God bless." Wow. Thank you, man. That's really nice. Here's your sound. Why isn't nothing working? Why isn't this updating? Why isn't the super chat number updating? I chose 30 because I'm like, if I want to leave, I'm leaving. I'm not going to stress out about it. Is it only counting tips? See, I always want to do the 30, but the 50 works and the 30 tends to not work or something. I don't know. This is unironically, Tony, try BJJ or some other martial art and may reinvigorate. I'm good, yo. I'm good, y'all. I'm good. I'm straight. Yeah, I'm straight. Don't worry about me. All right, super chat. I'll just copy super chat into my main zone, and we'll just do it like that. We'll just do it big time on everything. That's cool. That's very cool, Tony. That's how we'll be doing that from now on. So now I don't got to think about that anymore. Oh, and now it updated. Okay, here we go. All right, now we're moving. Wait, but it didn't make a thing. It didn't do the thing. Oh my gosh. Fit check. Guys, I'm doing a fit check. Hold on. All right, guys. Oshuza, here's your sound. Guys, super chat me a whole bunch more times real quick. Got to work out some kinks. Can you guys just super chat me a bunch real quick? Just give me just like 10, 15, just like $30 super chat, 40, 50. Just a whole bunch of them. I'm just trying to get my things working, you know? Go ahead and give me a whole bunch. Don't be shy. Give me a whole bunch, dog. Just trying to get things working. Dang, everything different today, huh? Bunch of BS, huh? All right, I refreshed it. Ha! There we go. All right.
At a cheap chimp super chatted $10. Here's a bunch Tony, rolling on the floor laughing emoji.
Thanks,
rolling
Chip.
on the floor laughing emoji. Rolling on the floor laughing emoji.
Rolling on the floor laughing emoji. Rolling. All right, here's your sound, bud. All right, okay. Everything cool? That's updating. Dinosaur, you can kind of tell when it's coming out. Hello? Can you a little bit tell? It needs like an outline. Here's what I'll do. I'll put a black box underneath it. Everyone's like, gee whiz, Tony, do your show, please. Well, I'm talking. That's a part of it. I'm saying words. That's part of it. That's all part of it. That should be good. Nice.
Reverse underscore massage super chatted $4.99 for the Keek Snicker.
For the kinks. Thanks, man. Here's your sound, bro. All right. All right. I do have so much show for you. I swear. Everybody put on your sweet belts. Hi, guys. Remember me? Hi, T, a.k.a. T-Pose, a.k.a.
Testing. Can you hear me?
Shirt
Is
in the butt, a.k.a. Kickware
Please
Thomas.
confirm that things are in correct
Did you guys know that
working
my name is
order.
Kickware Thomas? Jinko jeans and a Ramco beans. Do you guys like He-Man or Rambo or Sambo? The Russian leg wrestling. Do you guys like Russian leg wrestling? Do you guys like inhabiting a sheep's body? Like carcass? Do you guys like hollowing out a big sheep and hanging out in it? So, no, sorry. I'm getting stupid. All right. Rape! Sorry. Rape it! Rape it, dude! That's just like a bunch of teens hanging out. Rape it, dude! I think that's what kids are doing these days.
That's like their catchphrase.
Rape it, dude! Freaking rape, bro! Right? That's what the young kids are, that's what the YNs are saying now. Rape, dude! Rape that thing, dude! They're playing Roblox. All right. Okay, everything's fine. Okay. Well, I had one thing. Hold on. I want to show you something real quick. All right, here's something. This is pretty good. Oh, wearing Ugg boots. Okay, so guys, 2 years ago, my wife bought me Ugg boots on eBay, and I don't know. I know it's white boy summer, but I'm excited for white girl winter. Girls just like nice stuff, dude. Ugg boots are lit. They're so comfortable to wear. Ugg boots for guys, they make guys shoes. Anyway, I know you guys aren't going to be with me on this, but Ugg boots are really, really comfortable, and I like to wear them now. Okay? Also, I want to show you this real quick.
An autonomous drone just chased down a moth in midair and killed it. No net, no spray. It's called Tornjol, a 40-gram micro drone from a French startup backed by Y Combinator. And the moth was just target practice. Its real target is the mosquito, the animal that kills the most humans on Earth, around 700,000 people every year. The trick is sonar. The drone fires ultrasonic pulses and listens with an array of tiny microphones. Every wing beat leaves a Doppler fingerprint, so it can tell a mosquito from a bee. And there are no chemicals. The weapon is the drone itself. It locks on and rams straight into the target. Co-founder Alex Toussaint calls it a big step toward wiping out mosquitoes. The vision: just 10 of these drones patrolling a square kilometer, slashing the cost of mosquito control 100-fold, and maybe helping end malaria for good.
Stupid French guy, we said mosques. Eliminate the mosques, not mosquitoes, dude.
THC_temple tipped $5. Man, I can't wait for a Palantir drone to wipe me off the map.
Yo, you and me both, bro. Here's your sound. Hey, French guy. Here, I wrote this. Hey, French guy, French fry. You removed the wrong long-nosed, blood-sucking plague on humanity. We said mosquitoes, we said mosques, not mosquitoes. These are my jokes. All right. Let me see. Some guy attacked me for being a streamer at age 40. I don't know if I have any thoughts on that. I do have thoughts on this. Look at this. Most powerful Eastern Orthodox bishop in the United States says not to elevate any religion over another. Archbishop L. Pitaforos. So I said, take note, they have to lie to attack us. I don't know who this answering orthodoxy is, but his answers are trash. But you should realize, in order to attack orthodoxy, they never attack us with the truth. They just lie. We're not lying about clown church. We're not lying about gay church. We're not lying about the stupid foundations of your belief systems and how they're completely ridiculous and made up and have no grounding whatsoever. But you say that this guy is our most powerful bishop. What do you mean by that? What do you mean El Pitaforos is our most powerful bishop? What do you mean by that? What is that supposed to mean? You take this guy who, you know, with all due respect is, you know what I mean? And you try and paint orthodoxy based on him? Give me a freaking break, dude. Give me a break. I got some bookmarks over here. I wanted to show you some stuff. This guy said, I don't know if this is the rules of soccer, but is this actually something you could do? Can you do this? I don't know. Look, he keeps faking it out. Black sports ingenuity, you know, like when they start dunking. You gotta give credit to the blacks, you know. You see that? Is that allowed? Can you do like little fake outs? It'll probably only work on a 1v1, actually. He goes, slam. Da, da, da. Da, da, da. Let the boys be boys. Slam. Only works in slow motion? Oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you, guys. Thank you for helping me. I was just curious. I just wanted to show you something. I'm trying to pick out an energy drink at the gas station, but this music is slapping so hard. There's a lot of options, but they try and lock you in by giving you multiples. Tony was in the back rooms. I couldn't even pick. I just start dancing. Freaking hate Madonna, dude. Not the real one. The Antichrist inversion Madonna. Tengu created sexual perversion machine. Gematria Calamari Kabbalah. Skinwalker. That one. I don't like that one. But gosh darn, are her songs good, dude. Shoot, dude. I wish they weren't demonic. See, that's how they get you, man. They're like, guacamole salsa. I got more dip than I got chips on side now. Got to drive to the store and I can't pick a hat now. All right, let me see what I got for you. I got stuff for you. Dang, I don't even know where to start. I guess I'll just keep going. I think I'm just gonna do whatever I'm doing right now. I'll bunch. All right, sounds good. Let's see what this is. Just fit check, just a quick fit check. Just a quick fit check. What's this? Oh gosh, I'm scared. I'm sorry. What is your I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What is your allegiance to? Is it to America or is it to Christ? Is it to the West or is it to Christ? Is it to your political party or is it to Christ? And I hate to sound like a Baptist preacher right now, but I gotta do it. Because what the hell y'all talking about? Oh, I'm sorry. Is your religion Americanism? Is that your religion? American Islam? Nice. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you a Republicanity? Republicanity? Is that what you did? Is that what you ate for breakfast? Is it Republican nan cakes? You know? And I don't mean to be mean, but I call a spade a spade. And you're a spade. All right. Yeah, I got a bunch of little stuff today, I think. I thought I'm pretty sure I have a huge show. I'm pretty sure I got a big old show right now. Very cool, Tom. Thank you, Jess. But I just can't. I kind of jumped into it, you know. I kind of jumped right into it. I didn't think it through, you know. You guys would love my Blacklight posters. I'm super into the Cheshire Cat. You guys like him, you know, because he's like trippy, dude. I have a freaking poster of that caterpillar sitting on a mushroom and smoking a pipe. Isn't that sick? That's like weed, dog. yeah, let's. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm not going to repeat what Alex just said.
Snagglebeast tipped $2. Here is a monetary injection of disease resistance. Stay healthy, Tony. Super chat so Tony doesn't get a disease.
Thanks.
Never forget what the doctors did to him. They took the organ that shall not be named.
Oh, yeah. It'll be named soon. Couple more months. Here's your sound. Little sound.
Twin Peaks Enjoyer tipped $4.20.
Thank you, man. Here's your sound. What did I say before? I said, Lamborghini with the ice cream paint job. Last night, I went to work and ate a bunch of candles. See, maybe I should just cover Madonna. I'll just take the beat and just make some lyrics that aren't from hell. Cyanik says he went on JP Uncut's stream to go after Ortho Bros, but just spent the whole time talking about how the church conspired against his bishop, giving all sorts of ammo to enemies. Who did? Who? There's a lot of weird stuff. Apparently Wi-Fi gospel is now an A-log to the Orthodox. I don't get it, dude. I don't get it, dude. Can we freaking... I guess I want to kind of deal with a lot of this stuff, but I don't know if I'm smart enough. But I'm going to give it a quick shot, okay? I'm going to do my best, okay? So... here's somebody saying Orthodox priest suspended after allegedly using a gay dating app. So I guess Answering Orthodoxy just likes to highlight anything they can to attack us, and none of it really represents Orthodoxy in any way, shape, or form. You know, they're like, did you know that a priest did a bad thing? Yeah. And got suspended? Yeah. Guess what? Your pastor is LGBTQ positive. Guess what, dude? Your pastors wear gay flags and say it's cool to be gay. What are you talking about? Like, why do you think this is anything against us?
755 super chatted $5. Rape type-ish.
Okay. Maybe I said rape, and maybe everyone's saying rape now. Here's your sound. It's just crazy. Is it verified? I don't know. Answering Orthodoxy. A Catholic. Oh, he's Catholic. So, wow. Yeah, take note, dude. Oh, I should respond to him. Orthodox priest suspended after allegedly using a gay dating app. Yeah, take note, bud. We suspend our gays. You hide them. Nice. Killed him. All right. Jimmy's been well, I don't know if I should talk out of turn. I think it's okay for me to say a little something. Let's see what Cleve has to say. Look, there's a reason they were calling me the top prot debater. This is what we are working with in the rest of that camp. Claims I criticize what I study, restates the position in the exact way I critiqued it, then says the Bible never says someone outside the visible church institution Christ established is outside the church. And then he lists 1 Corinthians 11:19. We could do that. We could do that real quick. We got the capability. I hate that it's like, oh wow, just the verse, guys. Oh, gonna tell me what the verse means? Oh, the corresponding rabbinic Judaism? Oh! Just give me the verse. For there must also be factions among you, that those who are approved may be recognized among you. 1 John 2:19. They went out from us. Let's do New King James. They went out from us. Don't burp while reading the Bible. They went out from us, but they were not of us. For if they had been of us, they would have continued with us. But they went out that they might be made manifest that none of them were of us. Okay, so, like, I don't know. We're having a bunch of problems lately. I hypocrite, who jumped on Cleve's show and wouldn't tell him what his, what denomination he was. That was weird. Matthew 23, 2-3, saying the scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. Therefore, whatever they tell you to observe, that observe and do, but do not do according to their works, for they say and do not do. Okay. We believe in yourself. What's that from? Oh, yeah, that's from the thing I just made.
Stanglia super chatted $5. We believe in yourself.
Thank you, man. Here's your sound. I'm going to give you a sound.
Sub beatbox.
Yeah, that was really weird. I got to say, You want to hear where I stand? I have a lot of videos that I'm gonna be working off of today. I hope that's okay with everyone. Because I got into a big thing. I got into a big sad on Saturday. That's what Saturday's for. It's for being sad. Saturday. It's the Saturday. It's sadder than the other days. Anyway, so I was sad. Why? I don't even remember, I don't remember. Well, okay. Maybe I should play that part. But let me just tell you my perspective. I don't think iHypocrite's a bad dude. I really don't. I think he's one of the more earnest people in the online, right. And while he may have a lot of farty ideas right now about orthodoxy, I don't think that he's lost. I do think that he could be swayed towards the truth, genuinely. I genuinely think that. I've talked about him a lot. I've been a big fan of him a lot for a long time. Last night I went to work and ate a bunch of candles. If you like prot junk, it's because it's way easier than real Christianity. Yeah, it is. That's true. But it's every struggle in orthodoxy reaps incredible spiritual rewards. That the rest of the world has no cognition of. Cognition? They have no understanding of. But I don't think iHypocrite is a bad actor. I think he is. I don't know why he's glazing freaking Corey Mahler. I don't get it. But I don't think he's like beyond reach or anything. I've always seen him as a very level-headed, intelligent person. I don't think he's a lolcow. I don't think he's a lolcow at all. Dude, I've been watching iHypocrite since 2018, bro. I've always thought he was a really good guy. I've always thought he was one of the more level-headed people. I don't think he's a lolcow. I think Corey Mahler's a lolcow for sure. I don't understand why someone as smart as iHypocrite would be into him. What do you mean he became a lolcow in 2024? What did he do in 2024? I don't know. I don't like stay up on anybody. I'm dealing with my own crap. He said Mahler is a genius. What the hell? What the hell? All I'm saying is I think he's a reasonable person, and I don't think he's beyond talking to. I think he holds his whiteness and his westernness above the truth. And I think that needs to be fixed. But there's a lot of freaking grifters on the right, bro. There's a lot of people on the right that are just whatever they need to be to get you to look at them, and they'll do whatever they need to do, and they'll be as shocking as they need to be, and they'll cause fights, and they'll do this and the other thing, and that's like their whole shtick is like, it scares me. It scares me, actually, because you could be a person, and you can let the algorithm augment you as a person. And it's something you have to actively resist, On Saturday, I was like really worried about my channel. I was like, I need more growth. Like, I don't know why I was feeling so like dilapidated, but I was feeling straight up dilapidated on my channel. I was like, I must have done something wrong. Meanwhile, my channel's blowing up, but I just got in my head. My channel is like, things are going well for me. But I'm just like, in my head, I need more growth faster. And I don't know how to do it. And the idea of like trying to focus on it is debilitating. The idea of being like, what should I do? The only thing I thought was, I don't know, make more shorts. Make more shorts, I guess, dude. I don't know. But, I want to talk about that. Let me show you something. I'm going to play a video for you. I hope Jimmy's cool with this. I talk about Jimmy a little on this one. I hope that's fine. I'm sure it's fine. Last night, I went to school and ate a bunch of cran cakes. I think it might be this one. Hi, lipstick, cherry. What the hell? Sorry. I'm so sorry for that. I am so sorry. Hello, the ban on guns has been lifted and now you can buy all different types of guns. No, that's not it. That's... Hey. Where is it? Get into the groove, go out to the store. Oh, is this it? Hi, did you know? No. All right, I'm going to play this while I'm looking.
Oh, man.
Is this rejuvenating your spirit?
It's making me pretty happy. I know I'm getting...
Chair throwing Italian tipped $4.20. Try more jorts.
So that they give me super chats.
Huh? What'd you say to me, dude? Jorts? Here's your sound. Should I have some background music while I play this next thing? All right, I will. Well, I tried something new. Instead of holding my camera in front of my phone, instead of holding my phone to my mic, which is fun. I'm not saying I'm abandoning that, but I thought I'd just load every video and just work it out, you know? Just work it out, you know? Here's what I'm going to play. I'm going to play Intermission from Bozozoku. I'm going to slow it down 800%, and then I'm going to, it's just going to be a weird soundscape.
The penitent super chatted $10 for the RV Life Fund.
Thank you, man. Is this good? Or is it too scary? That'd be fine. All right. So much of the Jesus prayer is simply bringing you back to form, bringing you back to what's important, you know, because too scary, too scary. You're right. It's too scary. Sorry. Let me get something less scary. I didn't know it was going to be scary. That's on me. I didn't want it to be scary. That was an accident. I'm going to play Tony's tutorials. Very nice. Your mind is constantly filled up with concerns about the world and about your place in it. And this is going to be a big part of my show today, so let me go in two directions with it. One, a lot of you are struggling with identity. And that is the struggle of modernity. And your struggle
needs to be replaced with faith that Christ defines you. You don't need to have some other identity outside of Christ.
I'm glad you're here, Jimmy. I mentioned you in this video.
Snagglebeast tipped $2. Some of us, like myself and you, Tony, were only out of the church due to ignorance of the truth of Holy Orthodoxy. Some others have a commitment or attachment to a position against the church. They need a holy cleansing of their new.
I agree and I understand. And what I'm trying to say about I hypocrite is, there's your sound. Here's why, Jimmy, I hope you don't mind me mentioning you talking to I hypocrite. I hope that's okay. Okay, so I used to be an analog to orthodoxy. I was threatened by orthodoxy. I was threatened by orthodoxy. I was threatened by the claims of the church. I was threatened by, it looked really hard. And some part of me knew it was true. And I was frantically searching for it not to be true. I wanted it to not be true. I wanted orthodoxy to not be true. It is. It's inescapable. Orthodoxy is the true faith. It's completely inescapable. Yeah, we're going to talk about Wi-Fi Gospel a little bit. I actually, if Wi-Fi Gospel's around, I would have him on and talk to him. I'm not good at fighting, but I'm good at conversation. I'm not good at debate. I was very threatened by orthodoxy, and I would do two things. I would look for arguments against it, and I would try not to think about it. And I know other people in that position. I think my brother's in that position, to be honest. You know, one day I came to him, and he was like, actually, orthodoxy's not true. And he talked about some synod where some guy talked about Calvinism, and he's like, he's this man, not some guy. He's like, why did you make this guy a saint if he said Calvinism, if he said a good thing about Calvinism? And it was some obscure thing, and it was like, oh, he was a saint because he died as a martyr, and he died for the faith, not because of his theological teachings. But it was like, where did you find this? And it's like, where did I find it? I'm dedicating myself to orthodoxy not being true. Where did I find it? It's my new career. My new career is trying to figure out how orthodoxy isn't true. That's what I do now, because I need it to not be true, because it's too much. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with the claims of the church. I need it to be wrong. I'm really used to these modernist sects that make it up as they go. And our cult of personality pastors and our, loosey-goosey moral system. What do you think it means? What do you think it means? That's my shtick. I like that. And you're going to tell me, no, it's all pretty much set in stone. The theology is not something we figure out as we go along. The theology is, in fact, the deposit of the faith, and it's stood the test of time for 2,000 years. So I don't get my wiggle room. I don't get my whatever. So now I'm dedicated to this. Now I'm dedicated to proving orthodoxy isn't true. That's my new thing. And I can't get mad at anybody who's doing that, because I was that guy. You know what I'm saying? So when I look at I hypocrite, first off, I don't think he's very theologically minded at all. But that doesn't mean he can't become theologically minded. Clearly, he's not theologically minded if he thinks Corey Muller is anything. But that's not to say he's not intelligent or thoughtful or reasonable. I do think he's all three of those things. You can be that and know nothing about the truth. You can be that and know nothing about Christianity. You can be like nominally Christian and just be kind of lost in, when I was a Protestant, I would look towards YouTubers and be like, yeah, I think whatever he thinks, I think. And I'll kind of mix and match them. Intelligent people can psyop themselves into retarded positions. True. Extinguely was an atheist literally a year ago. Yeah, Wi-Fi apparently did a show with JP. Wi-Fi is falling off, man. I feel bad, man. What happened to this dude? He stopped coming around. He used to be in this show all the time. We freestyle rap together. Yo, Wi-Fi, I don't know where you're at, but if you want to come talk to me, we can talk. I'm not good at, like, apologetics, but I'm good at conversation, I think. All right.
All you need to do is have faith in Christ that you will be defined through him and by him.
Okay, so I'm talking about the identity crisis. There's an identity crisis in modernity. Multiple people came up to me on Saturday talking about how they're not sure who they are in this world, and you know, and it really made me think, you know, like, this really is the struggle of modernity. This really is the struggle. Forgive me for overusing the word modernity. If you guys give me an alternative, I'll try it out. Identity has been systematically pieced apart by the Tengu on purpose. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it messed up. There's a paper trail 1,000,000 miles long. We can walk through the steps one by one. Dismantling your identity is crucial in creating a new identity. And what most people are walking around with is an unexamined identity that's been given to them by the Tengu. It's been handcrafted to make you, I don't know, kind of a cuck, and kind of, you know. But among other things, it's given everybody a identity crisis as far as nationality, as far as ethnicity and religion. And so we just have a bunch of, it's chaos. It's really ugly, actually. If you had to take an image of the American identity, it would just be a brown fog. And that's not talking about, you know, like all the different races. That's talking about all the different retarded thoughts going on in each person's mind. So don't feel bad if you're having an identity crisis. Don't feel bad about that. What that needs to be replaced with is faith in Christ, because Christ identifies who you are. In Christ alone is your true identity. Anything else is just you know, a temporary thing. It'll change with the times. So one of our struggles in this world, in this modern world, where we've been ripped from the patristic faith and ripped from our national identity and ripped from our racial identity and all these other things, is instead of overly focusing on that stuff and constantly trying to define yourselves, which is what a lot of people do. It's what they, you know, I was talking earlier about seeking out YouTubers and identifying with them, being like, I'm like this guy. This is my guy. You know, that guy doesn't know who he is either, just so you know. That guy doesn't know who he is either. The guy that you're identifying with on YouTube or whatever, he doesn't know who he is either. He's as mixed up as you are. So that's something to really keep in mind. And in fact, as you identify with that person, what you do is reinforce a false identity that then that person feels the need to uphold. So you're not helping anybody. You're not helping yourself, and you're not helping them. You know what I mean? But the desire for a strong and true and solid identity is real. And it's also, in many ways, a very modern issue. This isn't something people spend as much time worrying about, I don't think, in the past. What your job is, and I'm talking to each and every one of you, is to replace your identity with faith that God knows who you are. Replace your identity with faith in Christ. Truly. That's all it is. I don't know who I am, but you know who I am. I don't know what I want, but you know what I want. Bridle me. Put me under your will. Guide me to what I'm meant to be. And in doing this, what you're doing is creating the foundation for the next generations. You might have to take this L of being a cultureless, identityless, modern spectacle, and it sucks. It sucks that this is your burden. This is what you have to carry. None of us asked for this. None of us asked for this. It was put upon us. But the answer is to cling to Christ. The answer is to find your identity in Him. And then the generations that come after us will not have the struggles that we have. Your children and your children's children will know what they are. I am an American. I am an Orthodox Christian. This is my identity. They will be grounded in that. They won't have to spend their lives finding themselves. They won't have to spend their lives acting like a fool. Their paths will be a lot simpler. It won't be so scattered and directionless. So that's your first step. Your first step is to say, look, I got hit by a psychological atom bomb. That's our generation's inheritance. A psychological atom bomb. We're still recovering. And I think you need to acknowledge that and stop beating yourself up and feeling like there's something wrong with you. You got hit with a psychological atom bomb. Every identity was dismantled in front of you. See it as the gift that it is. Hold on. I'm gonna mute you for...
Recessional ages tipped $2. I don't care about the spirit of the age. Orthodox Christianity is the way.
Here's your sound, bro. See it as the gift that it is. Yes, it's a problem, but it's also a solution. Because guess what? Every identity, whether it's American, Western, white, Protestant, Catholic, or whatever Talmudic, Masonic BS your parents got sold. All of it's trash, all of it's fake, all of it's a lie, none of it matters. So while it does suck being cultureless, and it does suck having no identity, the seeds of identity, the seeds of culture are ours to tend. They're ours. You've been given a great gift. Stop saying you don't know who you are and start realizing we're the generation that decides what we are. Instead of choosing another fallacious identity, choose Christ. Choose orthodoxy. Ground yourself in truth and build from there. And you'll find that all these scattered things have life and grow. That there actually is an identity here. There actually is a culture here. It's just been attacked relentlessly our entire lives. But it can be resurrected in Christ. It can be resurrected. It could be given a new life. Discard that which doesn't matter. You know? The parts of it that can't, we can baptize all of it. But we can't do it if we keep running around looking for identity in enlightenment values or our skin color. Not to be redundant or reductive, rather. But that's a secondary issue. At best, it's a secondary issue. Your identity is in Christ. Get to know yourself through Christ. Get to know yourself through the Orthodox Church. And instead of sitting there saying, who am I? Replace that entire question. Never ask yourself again. Never ask yourself that question again. Because that question can be replaced with faith. I don't know who I am. I have faith in Christ. Christ will define me. Christ will define me. And I'll help lay the foundation as best I can for the generations coming after us so they don't have to deal with the psychological nuclear bombs that we had to deal with.
And then know that through this act of faith, the generations that come after us will no longer have these identity crises that we in the modern world struggle with so heavily. That we've lived through hundreds of years of having our identity.
The question is answered. We are his. Yo, dude. Yo, that gets a bonk. Yo, I'm using a bonk for that. That seemed inappropriate. All right, but I have other things I'm trying to get into.
Decimated and deconstructed, and we are the generation that returns to who we really are, which is children of God. And through our struggle, we are forging a better life for those who come after us, so that they know who they are regardless of what the world is.
And that's something Orthodoxy teaches you, by the way. Orthodoxy teaches you the value of struggle. And I don't like to struggle. I'm a lazy guy. I'm lazy. I'm a sloth. I want to hang from the trees. That's what I want to do. I'm a turtle, bro. I'm a tortoise. I just want to chill out, bro. I don't like struggling, bro. I don't. Well, Orthodoxy teaches you the value of struggle. It teaches you the value of podvig. You know, small struggles, which lead to great spiritual growth. So, you know, transmogrify this, to steal from Bill Watterson. Transmogrify this in your heart. This is not a awful thing that's happened to you. This is a great opportunity. Stop saying, who am I? And start saying, I get to define. I get to be a part of making sure that no one else asks this question. You've been, this struggle is yours. Accept this struggle. Accept it. This is your struggle. Glory to God. He's chosen this struggle for you. For your salvation.
Around them looks like. First off. Second off, the Jesus prayer. The reason the Jesus prayer, not the reason. One of the things that is very important about the Jesus prayer is all day long your mind goes off on flights of fancy with doubts, concerns, worries, and none of it is you, and none of it is anything that you can particularly do anything about. All it does is serve to cause your heart to fall. Often it's simply attacks of the demons, and they come from all directions, you know. It's not. Let me give you an example. Today, Jimmy messaged me and showed me
at Heyo survey time super chatted $2 to truly mog is to transmogrify.
Nice. Yeah, let's transmogrify this thing. Here's your sound, buddy. No. Here's your sound, buddy. No. Here's your sound, buddy. I want something with some tone. I'm gonna pick whatever this is. No. Here's your sound, buddy. Ooh. I like this one. I like this one. Let me just go like this real quick. Let me go. Bum, 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 bum. Let me just do that. Ba-bum. Ba-bum. Bump. What? Bum, ba, bum, bum, ba, bum. You're so... I got it. Ba-bum, ba-bum. Bump. There we go. I just want to do this real quick. All right. Okay. Now, what I'm trying to show you right now is that, you know, the demons use all sorts of things. And one of the problems I used to have when I was younger is I would think that, you know, you make associations. You make associations. And you have to be careful because the demons use all sorts of stuff to attack you. Like, and what I'm trying to show is on Saturday, the demons used my friend Jimmy to attack me. We had a really nice conversation and it was valuable, but after the conversation, I became overwrought with just feelings of inadequacy. I want to kind of show you what I'm talking about. A conversation with hypocrite that he was having, and I was really, I guess I want to say proud of my guy, you know, proud of my friend, you know, because he made some real headway with this man who I've always liked personally. I've always saw him as an honest person, and but that was mixed with feelings of inferiority, because I've been trying to talk to hypocrite forever and he's given me the cold shoulder, and it just made me feel like, you know, really little. It also made me feel like, you know, I didn't appreciate ortho thugs enough. It made me wonder, like, is it ever gonna be like my time, you know? Because I was like, wow, Jimmy's a big dog, yo, straight up. Jimmy's a mover and shaker, man, like real. That's like real, and I can't even believe he talks to me, you know? I can't even believe, like, he texts me and stuff, you know? I can't believe he considers me a friend, you know? But, like, Jimmy didn't do that. Jimmy's, like, my best friend, you know? And he didn't send me that to make me feel bad. He sent me that to share that with me. But, you know, the demons will use all sorts of things to get in your head and start making you feel some type of way, you know? And the Jesus prayer centers you. The Jesus prayer reminds you that your identity is in Christ, and that the things that happen around you in this world pale in comparison to the treasures being stored up for you in heaven. It brings you back to the ultimate truth, which is Christ. And your relationship with him is the ultimate thing in your life. It has to be utilized constantly. I can't get through a day. I've tried many times. I have gone through many days without saying the Jesus prayer, letting these flights of fancy, letting these machinations and these ideas of myself, prideful, vain, self-doubting, self-hating, let them take over my day, week, month, forgetting to return to Christ and reestablish myself in the only thing that matters. I do this all the time, and it makes me realize how important it is, you know?
These things steal your peace. They steal your joy from you. These things steal your joy from you. They color your whole day. They color your vision. And they lead you astray. And you need to constantly return to Christ. Just like we do every week with confession and with the Eucharist. We have to do it every day with prayer, morning and evening, and Jesus prayer. It may seem like a lot, but this is the only thing that matters. Not that your life doesn't matter, but your life only truly matters in context of your relationship with Christ. All.
What happened?
By that, your life only truly matters in context of your relationship with Christ. All will be determined by that. Everything. Eternity will be determined by that.
Okay. Maria messaged me, I don't think you should talk about this. Why did you say this, Maria? I didn't say anything bad. Look, I like being transparent. I want to tell people that sometimes I get an idea of myself that sometimes I'm like, I get in my head, bro. It happens, you know, because I would like to seem like somebody who doesn't care. I would like to I'd like to seem like someone who's like above it all, but I don't think I am. I get caught up in this stuff, bro. Like I do, you know. And I wonder where my place is, you know.
Josiah Laren tipped $10. Your integrity and your vulnerability serve as encouragement to us all, more than you know. God's name is I Am. He is identity. Anything separate from that is a false identity. Your message today reminds us of this. We love you, Tony.
Love you too, man. Thank you, bro. Here's your sound. I really needed this trip this weekend, you know? This trip really meant a lot to me, you know? Ninilchik is a very special place to me, and it's somewhere I've thought of moving to. If I don't leave Alaska, I'll probably move there. But I needed this trip this weekend because I've been all over the map internally, you know? And I've been worrying about and you know what it is? It's like, if I can't get past these thoughts, you know, because these thoughts, they don't serve me at all, bro. Thoughts like what I just described about being like, why am I a little dog? Like, when's it gonna be my time? You know, where, you know, this sort of thing, like feeling some type of way about my career and stuff. Those thoughts don't serve me. The only thing that serves me is clarity. And I don't mean clarity as, I mean clarity as like clean the windshield, you know, and just move forward. No big plans, no schemes, just trust God and move forward. And if I can't do that, then I start to get full of like doubts, and they actually like, they inhibit my ability to do the show sometimes, where I don't even feel confident enough to be funny. Because part of being confident enough to be funny is being confident enough to not be funny. You know, like that's a part of it. It's like, I have to be okay with a joke not working at all. I have to be okay with just trying it out and saying, F it, let's just say some wacky crap and see what happens. And if I can't do that, if I'm so in my head that I'm like hating myself and unsure of myself, and then I'm questioning every move. That's not clarity. You know? You ever heard the story about like the guy asking the centipede how it walks? How do you walk like that? And then the centipede thinks about it for a second and trips over itself. Well, it's the same thing, man. It's the same thing. It's the same thing with my music. It's the same thing with my art. The entire game is shut up, dude. The entire game is get out of the way, bro. Yeah, too many mind, no mind. Yeah. That's the entire thing. And it's like, it's a lifelong skill set. It's a lifelong discipline to learn to just shut up. Just shut up. You know? And that's also why the Jesus prayer is so important, is because a lot of times it's not you talking, it's the demons. It's the demons whispering suggestions into your ears. And you need to cross yourself. Jesus Christ, Son of God, have mercy on me, a sinner. You have to pray. Lord, strike down these demons. I'm listening to them. I prayed to St. Gabriel of Georgia on Saturday. And I begged him, please strike down these demons. I can't think straight anymore. I'm being so attacked. I can't live like this. Because you take it all on and it becomes you. You know, you give credence to the suggestions of demons. And we're not just talking about like lust, bro. Self-hatred. Self-hatred, bro. Self-hatred. That's a suggestion of the demons. Know that you're a sinner, but know that God is good. Don't wallow in how much you suck. It's not worth it. You make a mistake, you sin, pray for forgiveness, and move on. You have to move on. You can't let it color your every moment. I forgive you, Tony. What did I do? Oh, what did I do?
Gosh, oh my gosh. You guys honestly have to see how many license plates I have on my wall. It's sick, dude. You guys like System of a Down? They're super like, I don't know, man. If you really listen closely, it's like they're trying to tell you something. Oh my gosh. So I've been getting super into cryptids. Did you know that Kyle Rittenhouse is a cryptid? Yeah, dude. That little kid that shot all those pedophiles, he was actually a cryptid. The Boogaloo Boys is actually a cryptid tribe.
Yeah, that's true. That is the name of my title. I forget where that came from. I have a bunch of long things that I recorded over the weekend. I don't know if I want to play all of them. I don't know how interesting they would be. Just ruminations. I was ruminating a lot, you know? And one of the things I ended on was, I love you, I'm sorry, forgive me, I'm trying. I was like, I gotta write that down. I gotta do something with that. That's it. I love you, I'm sorry, forgive me, I'm trying. You know what I mean? That's it. You know, I go through a lot of phases on this show, and I just do it right in front of you, you know? And all I want to be is like the part of me that's just carefree and just on point. And when I'm not that, I get so... It kind of like becomes a downward spiral, because if I'm not firing on all cylinders, then I'm hating myself, which is making me even less good at this. And it becomes this thing like, dude, you're doing a bad job. That makes me do a bad job. You're doing a bad job. That makes me do a bad job. And I just go down, 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 down. And I'm like, how did I ever do a show? How did I ever do any of this? You know? Let's see what else I got in here. I got a bunch. Let's see what else. Dude, I huffed pigeon blood and I saw a freaking toucan, and it looked at me like an orca. It actually like looked at me like an orca. Oh, dude, we should make a torca. So, you know, I have a lot of valuable things for you today. I have a lot of really valuable things to share with you today. Here's my next thing. Okay, so here's what it's going to come down to at the end of it all. You know, late stage America, probably within our lifetime, you're going to be faced with a choice. And people are going to be surprised by how many people choose suffering and a loss of will to a demonic paradise. Because what they're going to offer you is all the pleasantries of modernity at the cost of your soul. And it's going to start, it might not be super obvious. I mean, I think it's already very obvious. But for a lot of people, it won't be obvious. And they're going to be surprised with how many people turn to orthodoxy and say, I would rather suffer through this life and gain eternity than have a false paradise in this world and go to hell. And they're going to be very surprised by how many people choose orthodoxy. Because those people who choose an antichrist, the antichrist paradise of all the things that the world can offer you, a whole clavicular orgy of cocaine and white girls, that's going to seem sufficient to a lot of people in the world, because the eyes of their soul are shut, and they'll see you and they'll say, why is he voluntarily suffering? Why is he praying to God to take his will away? And they will never understand. They'll literally never understand, because they'll go to their grave following the world, and then their fate is sealed. Kiss from a rose. Yeah, that's true. Here's another thing. Oh, Jews! Oh, the Jews! Oh, poor Jews! Oh, Jews! Oh, Jews! Oh, good. That's pretty good. What I'm trying to say about that other thing is, like, it's, you know, people hear, like, lyrics to Fears. I say, are you brave enough to pray that he takes your will away? Are you willing to change everything? Are you willing to change? There's a lot of people in the world that couldn't fathom praying that God takes their will away. It's not such an easy prayer.
At Extanglia super chatted $5. Satan is trying to create an unholy trinity. He is the Father, Antichrist is the Son, and I as the Holy Spirit. And
who is the Holy Spirit? Let me see that. An AI as the Holy Spirit? Oh, that's interesting. Here's the sound. Sounds a little kooky. But it sounds maybe true, though. So I don't know. Sounds a little like a text I would get at 9 o'clock at night when I'm trying to go to sleep on a Sunday. But also, if I think about it, it actually kind of makes sense. So what I was trying to say before, it's not an easy thing to ask God to take your will away. It's not an easy thing to honestly say, your will, not mine, Lord. And mean it. What if God doesn't want for me what I want for me? What if God wants me to suffer? What if God doesn't want me to be a superstar? What if God wants me to work at Whataburger? And he might. Your delusions of grandeur might be nullified. And that'd be good for your salvation. You understand? What's this?
Hi, and welcome to a Diabolical Evening with Steven. I'm Steven Raspberries, and I welcome you to a spooky, scary horror movie marathon, complete with laser synth and a smoke machine. We're gonna have a freaky time. Thank you for stopping by. Be sure to hit the like button.
Yo, I was delirious, but I think it really works for me. I think maybe delirium might be my new thing. I was also really happy after leaving church on Sunday. I was just overwhelmed with joy. I also ate Arby's. I also ate some Arby's. It's a combination of delirium, joy, and Arby's. I don't know if I could capture that all the time, but I figured might as well record everything that happens in my brain while I'm here.
A couple quick things. If you're auditioning for, then you're auditioning for. What you need to be is auditioning through. And that way, it's as if you already knew. My name is Richard Dreyfuss. I think I'm going to buy this little knick-knack of a toy poodle. It reminds me of my childhood. I'm researching a role. My name is Knife Man Nixon. I'm gonna go to prison. You will be my next victim. Because you didn't listen to Richard Dreyfuss.
Not, I mean, I don't know, like, I do feel as though I have a lot to share with you this evening. But I'm starting to question that. Ew, why his teeth look like that? Did he brush? Mine? I think I brushed. No. Whose? All right. Let me see what notes I got. The only note I have is wearing UGG boots. Maybe I'm done. Was that a show?
Niall super chatted $2. Positive affirmation. Collision emoji.
Thanks. Here's your sound. I mean, there's some more things, but I'm getting scared. I'll just keep playing things.
Couple quick things. If you're auditioning for, then you're auditioning poor. What you need to be is auditioning through. I got a truck bed full of dinosaur eggs.
That's nothing.
About the size of a gallon of milk. My wife dang near sassed me in twain just now when I said that I wanted to go home.
Okay. And then what's this?
I'm gonna growl.
When we get home?
No, right now. I don't know an Animorph. I don't know any Animorphs personally.
Me neither. I don't know an animal.
I'm just showcasing.
I don't
my
personally
delirium.
know any Animorphs.
I'm just showing you how delirious I've been recently, I guess. I thought it was a show. I thought it was enough for a show. I'm not going to stick around if I don't feel like doing it. I don't even care if we hit goals or not. I've decided that I'm just going to, if I start feeling bad, I'm just going to leave. I'm not going to work through it with you guys because I don't want to bore you with my mood swings. I wish I had control over my mood swings. I wish I did. I don't. I really just don't. And there's nothing, I don't know what I could say. Like, that's just true. I don't really have control over my mood swings. At least not at this point in my life. I have prayer. Prayer helps. But if I hit a dip, you know, the thing about show's over that's so great for me is like, I go through 100 mood swings every show's over, but you know, most of the time it's just music, so I don't have to worry about it. Whereas when the show is just me, it's like I better have something the whole time. If I run out of stuff, I'm out of here. I'm outie 5 Billy Bob Thornton. Straight marks through and through. You know what I'm saying? Do you have an idea of what I'm saying? You get the gist of it. This is how Chinese people treat if you date a Chinese woman, and if a black person dates a Chinese woman, they all take pictures and then share it online and call the woman a leftover for dating, or a dog. She's hiding her face. That's something.
At KLW329 super chatted $10. It's your cross. Glory to God for all things. Love you guys.
Love you too, man. God bless you. Here's your sound. Got a little sound for you. Here it is. Here's your sound. Right here. It's a hawk. It's just a hawk. It's a hawk. It's just a hawk. It's a hawk. It's just a repeated sounds of a singular hawk. Hawk. All right. What was I gonna show you? This. I want to see what this is.
Christianity is not self-help with Jesus. It's not that. It's not motivational speaking, but with Jesus. It's not rock music with Jesus or rap music with Jesus or whatever it might be, country music with Jesus. All we do is we add a little Jesus to the end. And is that worship? That's where we're saying, no, it's not worship. I approach God. I approach him. Christ says this, says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes to the Father but through me. The divine liturgy is a revelation of Jesus Christ. And in that way, when I come into Orthodox worship, I'm stepping upon the way of Christ. Not the way I like it, but the way that God has revealed it for me. And that's why Christ says, if you're going to be a Christian, take up your cross and follow after me. Christianity is not self-help with.
The Protestant churches have been so feminized. The Protestant churches have been so feminized. The typical kind of mega church worship experience. You have rock stars, Christian rock stars on the stage. They're playing beautiful music. The people are having their hands up and they're kind of moving back in erotic motions. It's almost orgasmic. It's very feminine. A man who is made to lead, to die, to fight, what's he going to do there? There's a reason that the men have left both the Catholic Church and the Protestant Church, and they come to Holy Orthodoxy. They hear from the priests that they're expected to fast, even if it's uncomfortable, and they think, I can't believe the church is actually asking for some sacrifice on my part. It stirs up their very humanity. If you want to be great, be like Christ. The Protestant churches have been so feminine.
Dang, that's really great. Time for another non-reaction video from your boy Tony. Somebody said, can someone educate Mike about Argentina's history of racism and black erasure? Mike, do you not know that this is another thing that you have to hate as a black? You do not know that yet? You know that part of being black is not enjoying anything because everything's racist, right? And you can find a way to just be miserable. I'm sorry, Mike. I'm sorry, Mike, the boxing Mike. But are you not miserable about some stupid crap that we made up in this moment? Daniel F says, Eastern Orthodoxy is Talmudism of Christianity. Okay, let's hear it. No centralized teaching, a bunch of teachers contradicting each other. What does that mean? What does that mean? I'm going to imagine that what he means by that is that there are different theological readings of certain issues. Like, for instance, the Nephilim thing. The Nephilim reading, you know, some people saying it's the son of Seth. Some people saying it's actually or the sons of Seth. Some saying it's actual angels. There's different people, but these are, you know, not mainline issues. It's not like the deposit of the faith. The deposit of the faith is clear and unchanging for 2,000 years. So what are you talking about? Are you talking about the fact that I go online and argue with everyone who says that unbaptized babies go straight to hell? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, we're allowed to argue about issues like that. Most priests, most of the Orthodox Church agrees with me. Citing a single synod and saying that a single synod said it, therefore it's absolutely sacrosanct. Gosh, that was a lot of S's. Part of synodalism and part of the conciliar authority is the reception of the church itself. I'm sorry that that's confusing for you. claims tradition despite being invented centuries later. Centuries later from what? What are you even talking about? What are you even talking about? What's the, are the earliest churches, do the earliest churches venerate Mary? Or do we have writings and inscriptions from even the first century that venerate Mary? Do we have churches covered in icons? Are the earliest churches that we have covered in icons? Did they collect the bones of Polycarp, a first century disciple of John, of St. John? Did they collect the bones after he was killed, after he was martyred, and save them as relics? What are you talking about? What was invented? Weird mystical tradition that undermines monotheism? What are you even talking about? You guys undermine monotheism with the with your convoluted idea of the Trinity, actually. Everyone outside of Orthodoxy convolutes the Trinity by removing the monarchy of the Father, actually. We have the monarchy of the Father. You guys couldn't even, you guys can't step to us. I don't even understand why y'all still yapping, if I'm being real. Go ahead and ask a Christian to explain the Trinity to you. Go ahead and ask a non-Orthodox Christian to explain the Trinity to you. A Protestant, they'll be like, I mean, anything goes there. We'll see. We'll see what you hear. We'll see what happens. Catholics, they're going to whip out their freaking math books. They're going to whip out their Thomistic math books and do a week-long seminar to you. They're still recovering from their own heresy. You want me to explain the Trinity? The Holy Spirit proceeds from the Father. The Son is begotten of the Father. Obsession with the past and ethnicity. I don't know what that is either. I think a lot of people are trying to I think when you're outside of Orthodoxy, a lot of people are like, oh, what are you? And you're like, I'm looking into Orthodoxy. They'll say some retarded things. They'll be like, hey, which one? Which one, dude? Greek? Russian? They're the same church, dude. They're different churches, but they're the same church. It's all Orthodoxy. First off. Second off, nobody I know is trying to LARP as a Greek or a Russian or a Georgian or a Romanian or anything. We're just trying to worship God in spirit and truth. That's it. We're excited about American Orthodoxy. We're excited. I'm extremely excited about American Orthodoxy. I'm excited about what we're going to grow into. I mean, that's so important to me. And I'm not trying to steer the ship or anything, because it's in God's hands, but I'm excited to see it. Yeah, Catholics take out a nap.
Toshitsa super chatted $4.99. Yeah, Catholics take out an abacus.
Yeah. Real. I decided I'm going to start. There's your sound. I'm going to just start dealing with this stuff. I don't like dealing with this stuff, but screw it. I'll deal with it a little bit. Somebody's arguing online. Saying that icons are idolatry. That's weird. My priest actually talked about that on Sunday. He was like, a lot of people think our icons are idolatry. He's like, our icons are reminders of the kingdom of God. They're pictures of our loved ones. The people in these images are here with us. They're the church triumphant. You know, he's like, it's the same as if you take a picture of a relative. That's a loved one. Their prayers are, you know, the prayers of a righteous man availeth much. Well, these are the truly righteous. These are the church triumphant. They exist eternally with Christ. Imagine, like, what does your theology have to be against that? You know, I've met a lot of weird Protestants that are like, yeah, everyone dies and that's that. Everyone dies and then they're gone, and then you know, no, you know, there's a great cloud of witnesses. You know, what did he say to the thief on the cross? He said, "Today you will be with me in heaven. Today you will be with me in heaven." It's not some 1,000-year graveyard. I mean, there will be a resurrection, but the church triumphant is with Christ now. All right, let's see what else. I don't know what this is. Cynic in the Desert. Does anybody know who this guy is? There's a lot of... All I know is every time I go on Twitter, it's a bunch of freaking BS, bro. I can't even go on Twitter, man. I'm an Orthodox Christian, bro, but I'm not part of the orthosphere. I'm not. I am not. I don't like any... It's just... All I see is just, you know, anonymous accounts talking smack, spewing heresy, some of them claiming to be Orthodox. It's really gross. So I don't know who this guy is. He said, even if your parish priest were Satan incarnate, you ought not raise your head up against him, but calmly lie down to rest on his bosom. God has commanded that even if your parish priest were an incarnate devil, you are to be obedient and subject to them. That is orthodoxy. But that's a quote from a quote-unquote Catholic saint that said that about the Pope, actually. So I don't know what he's doing with this. I don't understand what's going on here. Somebody named Thomas said, church girl I like disappeared for months, came back with new boyfriend who isn't Orthodox, day ruined. And I felt that in my bones. I felt so bad for this guy. I felt really bad for this guy. That's a bad feeling. Poor fella. How curious. This account that attacks Christians all day stopped posting Friday afternoon and didn't come back until Saturday after sunset. What might it mean? Well, we know what that means. This is this is that guy, I guess. This is Corey Mahler. I've never heard him speak. Let's hear him. Let's hear this cool guy.
Okay, question 10. I have seen a lot of Eastern Orthodox who are sympathetic to and even supportive of white National Socialism. It appears to me that they are willing to prioritize the white race over their church's religious beliefs. Are any of them trustworthy, or should they be treated as enemies? I've listened to the SC episode on the EO. So there are good men in the EO churches. I think that I've stated this bluntly before, so I have no problem stating again. I think that many of the men who convert to Eastern Orthodox in a Western context are psychologically damaged in some way. And I think if they're being honest with themselves, they know that. Because you don't go looking for something that is that fundamentally foreign and alien unless there's something lacking in you.
This is interesting. Let me say this. What's more foreign and alien to the world than the Church of Christ? What's more foreign to the world than Christ's church? It is in opposition to the world. This is what I'm saying with these people. They all want to have their cake and eat it too. They all want to wear the label of Christian, but also be as worldly as you can be. They want to bow to all sorts of Western ideas, as if we're just anti-Western, as if we're just like, yeah, dude, soon as we come into power, symphonies are over. Art is over. We're done with, medicine. Not that the West invented this stuff, but you know what I mean? Like there's like this idea that we're just going to reject any sense of where we come from. And it's like, no, it will baptize whatever can be baptized. I'm not like, oh, I'm like super Eastern, dude. Dude, I'm Eastern now, bro. Dude, I'm freaking Eastern. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. But the idea that the church is alien to the world is, yeah. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we know. Believe me, we know. We know. But go ahead. Go ahead and keep trying to find your cool Western church that worships Christ in spirit and truth while also caving to, I don't know, Enlightenment ideas and revolutionary spirit.
There are those who convert.
But you're right. I am deeply mentally ill. But it's a spiritual issue before it's a mental issue.
And then just become absolutely insufferable.
He thinks it's all Russian. These are your smart people. These are your smart people.
Are going to be a problem. They already are a problem, but they're going to continue to be a problem. But
yeah,
other
we are.
good men, absolutely. I can think of a few right now. I've spoken with them. I've met them in person. They are doing good work on various projects. Some of you listening.
You hear that, guys? Some of us are doing good work on various projects. Thanks, Corey Mahler. Thank you for that specific compliment.
Probably know some of them. You may be thinking of the same one I'm thinking of now. There are good men in the EO churches. Just the same as I believe there are good men in the Roman churches, right? I am a Lutheran. I vehemently disagree with what the Roman church teaches. I think that what the Roman church teaches with regard to works as being part of justification is abhorrent. It is heresy of the highest order.
It's really weird when a Protestant starts talking about heresy. What could be more opinion based than a Protestant talking about heresy? Like, I don't get that. What do you mean heresy, dude? What do you mean? Like, y'all throwing around the word heresy like it means something to you. Heresy is a specific thing. It's a teaching counter to the deposit of the faith. Not your personal preferences dressed up in liturgical language.
But I think there are good Christians in the Roman Catholic churches. We've gone over this many times, and it is called felicitous inconsistency rather. It's called felicitous inconsistency is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this nigga real smart. Now I see what all the fuss is about, bro. Felicitous misanthropy.
The technical term that Lutherans use for this, and I will put this.
Yeah, this is kind of weird. He got he got excommunicated from his own church. Wah, wah. Wah, wah. Sorry, dude.
No,
that's rude. But you know, the Lutheran church isn't the church, so. Imagine being a Lutheran. Imagine being like, yeah, I follow the Church of Martin Luther. He's the one who 1,500 years after Christ's death, burial, and resurrection fixed it. He fixed it. He fixed it by saying the book of James is a epistle of straw and tried to take it out of the Bible. What did he say in Philippians? That it was true Kabbalah. Whatever, I'm sure it's nothing. Weird word to use. I'm sure it's nothing.
The show notes, because it's a good thing for people to go and read what it is that we mean by that. And just to explain it briefly, we look at it as there are many churches out there that teach falsely. They have this doctrine wrong or that.
This is so weird, bro. This is so weird. Why are you talking like you have some sort of authority on anything? I don't get that. Prots are weird, bro. Prots are in a state of true prelest. They really talk as if they're an authority on anything. Is this guy willing to stand by everything he says at the judgment seat of Christ? Yeah, I decided that I was an authority on the truth, and I'm shepherding everyone to the truth of Lutheranism. That's spooky, dude. I hope everything turns out okay, bro. That's a lot of authority to just to claim for yourself.
Doctrine wrong. They teach something about the faith that is wrong. In some cases, it's very big, right? In the Roman Catholic case, it's justification they get wrong. It's the core of the faith. It's the article on which the church stands or falls. It's not to say other things aren't important, but it's literally the core of the faith, and they get it wrong. But felicitous inconsistency says that despite the false teaching of those churches, ultimately in their hearts, due to the fact that God has given them the free gift of faith, they rely on Christ and his completed work, and the false thing that their church teaches is not going to damn them because ultimately they rely on Christ.
You heard it here first. That's the teaching of the Lutheran Church. You ever wanted to know it? Now you know. You're straight. According to the Lutherans, the Catholics, and most Protestant sects, you're good. Does that matter to you?
That's what we believe of many of them. It's what we hope for all of them. I hold the same thing about the EO. The stuff that Palamas teaches is rank heresy, and I don't know how anyone can read it and make any other conclusion. I hated reading his stuff. It was like reading something that was written in hell.
Somebody refresh me on what St. Gregory Palamas teaches. I know he taught, let me check. I know I've talked about him a little, but you know my memory. Let me search my channel. Oh, no, I was thinking of St. Gregory of Nyssa. Who can help me? Essence energy distinction? Wow. Doughboy, now you're talking. I mean, if they're going to be lobbing off our heads for worshiping Christ correctly, we should at least punish them to hard labor in a gulag. Oh, speaking of which, I wanted to watch this thing iHypocrite was talking about. iHypocrite was like, Jay Dyer just ignited the Holy War. What? Is that true? Did he do it? Jay Dyer LP original. Will that work? I'll just find LP original. Let's see what he says. Wah, wah, wah. Okay, iHypocrite. What do I gotta do? iHypocrite? Freaking got a comma in his name. It's just not fun. All right. Jay Dyer just started the online holy war. I'm curious about this.
Jay Dyer on Tucker Carlson. This is the clip that seemed to upset people the most from what I've seen so far, where he says that Luther created transgenderism.
Basically, there's an idea.
How do you like that, Corey Mahler? As you sit there and judge saints, as you stand there in your ivory tower and judge saints.
In the Middle Ages called nominalism. Have you heard of that?
Yes.
Okay, so nominalism is the idea that there are only names to things, not essences. So there's no human nature, there's no dog nature. When we talk about natures or classes or sets of things, we're not giving a an ontological or metaphysical status. We're just simply classing
I'm
things.
telling you, he's on lolcow time. You're on lolcow watch, I hypocrite. I still hold out hope for I hypocrite. I don't give up on people too easily. I was in the Nick Fuentes camp for a long time. I was like, nah, he's got this. He's got this. He'll be Orthodox soon. I still think he might. Maybe. I don't know.
Things together linguistically in a set. The Middle Ages in the ancient world, the time of Paul or the church fathers, they thought very differently. They thought that things have natures, they have essences. And so the words aren't just terms or nominal nameism. They actually describe what's really there in them metaphysically. Okay. So there is human nature. And in Orthodox theology, Christ assumes.
Who would deny that?
In the Middle Ages, it begins with people like William of Ockham. So Ockham is the first nominalist. And
the man with the razor.
Bro, you're different. I like Tucker. He's exactly as smart as I am. Occam. The man with the razor. Look at Jay Dyer trying to keep himself together after that. After that philosophical faux pas. Oh, yeah. The guy with the razor? That's what I would say. That's what I would say if I were on Jay Dyer's show. To try and like seem smart. to try and seem. Oh yeah, Occam. You mean what? The famous razor salesman of razor fame, Occam. Hey, I said razor salesman.
He challenges some kind of established ideas of like essential. It's called essentialism, that things have essences. And
I love Tucker Carlson so much. This is just a bunch of people on screen that I love. Can't help it. Love them. I love Jay Dyer. I love Tucker Carlson. And I love iHypocrite. I just love them. And I don't care what anybody has to say. I love them.
Kind of established ideas of like essential. It's called essentialism, that things have essences. And so he also goes up against this idea of universals, that there's no such thing as a universal class or essence of a thing. And that had been kind of the norm since Plato. And Aristotle as well. But so you get a denial of essentialism and essences, and then you get another guy named Gabriel Biel, and he's very influential on Martin Luther. And so when the Reformation kicks off, there's this debate about how could you be called righteous if you're not in fact righteous. So if as a human being you are, menstrual rags, as Isaiah says, as the Reformer said.
Can I be? I'm gonna say it. I kind of want Jay Dyer to debate Corey Mahler now.
Then how could God call you righteous without being a liar? What enter in nominalism, and nominalism is able to say, because things don't have actual.
50% of subscribers viewing a stream is absolutely insane. What do you mean by that?
Have essences, they just have names. And so if God calls you that, you are that legally, even though in actual fact you're wicked. So that was, and Luther was very.
So that's where all that legalistic language comes from? Yeah, the psycho. The one I just saw who said St. Gregory Palamas's teachings come from the pit of hell. I don't know. Like I'm not so smart. But like I remember a time when it hit me that without the essence energy distinction, nothing makes sense. And I could probably get there right now if I just thought for a while. I don't think I'm gonna. I don't think I'm just gonna sit there and have a think in front of you. I don't know if that would be entertaining, but I remember coming to that conclusion a long, long time ago. And then I became a YouTuber and I stopped thinking. I became a YouTuber and I stopped thinking and just started talking.
Happy to utilize that nominalistic approach. And by the way, this is not just my theory. There's famous Lutheran scholars. There's a book called Harvest of Medieval Theology by Heiko Oberman.
Oh, he said, you're obviously doing something extremely right or it's bots. And Zero Smoke says, it's bots. No, I'm doing something right, I think. I'm doing a good job. I'm probably doing a really good job, Omega.
And the whole thesis of that book by a Lutheran is that Luther had to use nominalism. So we're also, though, moving away not just from theological squabbles, but the idea that things have natures. And this is how we get to David Hume and Kant and these Enlightenment figures, which give us the, scientific revolution, supposedly. This is how we get to there's no male and female. So you can see kind of the logical train here. If things don't have essences, well, then they don't actually have genders, right?
Imagine two black people.
How could you not see that logical train of thought? If things no longer have essences, then they are what you call them. And you have this legalistic language whereby you don't have to try, you don't have to do, you don't have to struggle. All you have to do is believe, and now God gives you the stamp of approval and you're straight. Done deal, all done, all better, bye-bye. Back to what I was doing. There's so many verses in the Bible that talk about being cut off from the faith, talk about being handed over to Satan. There's so many verses in the Bible. Even, and people like to try and pit Paul against Christ, which is the silliest thing in the world. There's so many things I've read in Paul's letters that have struck me to my core. Here's something. Let me read you something real quick. First Timothy 6:35. 1 Timothy 6:35. Is that correct? No, not that one. One second. Here it is. 1 Corinthians 6:10. This scared me when I read it. Do you not know that the unrighteous will not inherit the kingdom of God? Do not be deceived. Neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor homosexuals, nor sodomites, nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revilers, nor extortioners will inherit the kingdom of God. And such were some of you, but you were washed, but you were sanctified, but you were justified in the name of the Lord Jesus and by the Spirit of our God. And it's like, I'm still a reviler. I talk a lot of crap, bro. I talk a lot of crap, and I'm afraid. I need to grow. You know what I mean? I remember reading things like this and being like, wait, oh, now what? Now what? And there's an element to which, we are still these things. We are still these things. And that's why we confess. That's why we return to the font of grace, And that's why we take the Eucharist, And it's why we get, made anew constantly. But there's all sorts of verses in the Bible about falling away, about being cut off. Scary verses away from me. I never knew you. And they interpret these things all sorts of ways. They're like, well, you said the words, but you didn't mean it. And Calvinism is such that you can believe that you're saved your entire life and you could be a false elect. A lot of Calvinists don't know that. They're just like, I'm chosen for heaven. Before the world even started, I get to go to heaven. The rest of you are going to hell. I got chose. What's the, let me see if I can remember the, geez, it's been a while. You know what? I'm going to start brushing up on my crap. On my crappy fake theology, just so I can insult it better. I got to get back to it. Tulip. I got to get back to it. It's been a while. Isn't it tulip? Is it tulip? What are they? Tulip, Calvinism. It's total depravity, unconditional election, limited atonement, irresistible grace, and perseverance of the saints. Yeah. Unconditional election. You got picked. It's a lotto. It's a freaking lotto, dude. But there's also, deep in Calvin's writings, these ideas of people who think that they're one of the elect their entire lives and they do everything right, but they actually aren't elect. Spooky. So no one knows if they're elect. So all of this work you put into making sure you don't have to think about this stuff anymore. At the end of the day, you could be deceived. You know? Worse still, you could be some weird Protestant that follows the way of the world and lives by, whatever spirit of the age situation is coming your way, whether it be lesbians or Enlightenment values or Freemasonry or or Zionism. And you could be sitting there thinking, yeah, I'm a Christian. I don't have to think about it any further. And never struggle. Never grow in the faith. And be completely lost. Is Calvinism the pick-me of theology? It's pick-me theology. I gotta get back into it. I have not been brushing up on my stuff. There was a time when I was so deep into theology, man. But if I'm being honest, I just trust the church. I trust my life in Christ,
Precessional ages tipped $2. You can run on for a long time, sooner or later God'll cut you down.
Here's your sound, bro. Little thing right there. Trying to think of this is making me think. I used to spend a lot of time learning about theology. And I became Orthodox, and I spent a lot more of my time focusing on being a Christian. It felt like my burden had been lightened. You know what I mean? But that's not an excuse. I should still, I don't know. It's like there's this element where it's like the faith is transmittable to any type of person, to any mind. You don't have to be a theologian, you know what I mean? You don't have to have some deep philosophical understanding. to be a true Christian. What you need is a heart of love. What you need is a love of God and a love of others, you know. But I know our enemies will use that against us. So maybe I should start brushing up, since apparently this is my job. Okay, I will. I just think more about the spiritual teachings than the theological teachings these days. I think about what it means interpersonally. I think about what it means in my life. And I don't spend a lot of time arguing theology. But maybe that's not so great. Maybe I should, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. I think I did. I think I brushed my teeth today. I'm pretty sure. All right. Anything else? 10 away from the goal. Do I want to wait? I don't know if I want to wait. Let's see what's going on here.
Dude, whenever somebody says something like that, I just always think of that Werner von, oh man, what's his name? The Nazi rocket scientist guy in front of him. Somebody's like, the N-word mind cannot, you think the N-word mind could conceive of this standing in front of the rocket? Yeah. What is it? Von Braun? Werner von Braun?
Objectively, because everything is just a name. So I can just name myself he, him, zer, z, it, right? I'm not trying to go too fast or too far in the sense of like theology, but I'm saying there is an ideological sort of progression that you can get from nominalism to where we are now with postmodernism, and then with essentially,
It's interesting that an adult could believe in something like that. I mean, having lived your life, known people, known animals, seen nature, and arrive at the conclusion that nothing has.
Ultimately, isn't it just about getting into the church and then just living life? Well, see, I don't want to say, I mean, look, man, I'm not Jay Dyer, you know. I'm not a theologian. I'm someone who was desperately searching for the truth. And when I finally found it, I dropped my bags and said, I'm home. And I haven't looked back. I haven't thought about it. I'm just like, I'm home. The rest of my life is me trying to become holy, trying to become righteous. You know, that's my life now. And it's very difficult. And it's difficult enough to spend the rest of my life doing it. And so when I was a Protestant, I found everything threatening. When I was a Protestant, every wind of doctrine was just as valid as any other wind of doctrine. And so I was constantly studying. No. What do I say in response to this? What do I say in response to this? And I would watch a bunch of different YouTube videos and read a bunch of different stuff. What does this person say about it? What does this person say about it? But I kept finding that everything was resolved in orthodoxy. Over and over and over and over and over and over. I kept finding everything was resolved in orthodoxy. And at a certain point, the overwhelming weight of it all, the overwhelming weight of evidence that orthodoxy was the true faith, I couldn't fight against it anymore, you know? And so I became Orthodox. And once I became Orthodox, it was like, I'm in the church, bro. I'm resting easy in the theanthropic arms of Christ. I'm not stressed about this stuff. I'm not stressed about the squabbles of heretics any longer. Because now I see it all. Oh, it's all the stuff that they do out there. It's just nonsense. It's the stuff they do out there. I'm here in this thing that's completely alien to the world, to the point where they call us LARPers, and they say that we're you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, yeah, guess what? The church has always been alien to the world. Absolutely. If it wasn't, then you're not going to church. You're just going to the world. And I used to see that all the time as a Protestant. I'll go to a church and I'll be like, this is like a nightclub, bro. How is this church? How is this church? What about this? You've let the world infect every aspect of your quote unquote worship. What are you talking about? How is this anything? And if it wasn't that, then it was just these dead rooms of hollow ideas with a bunch of people clinging to personalities. And you could feel that in the air. Those are your options. And then I went to the Orthodox church, and all of a sudden everything was alive. I just went to a 125-year-old church. 125 years old. And it was alive. It was more alive than anything. It didn't have the smell of death. It didn't have the stench of hollow teachings or anything like that. It was as alive as the day it was made. More so because it had spent 125 years saturated in the prayers. It wasn't some fancy building that you walk into and sit under the fluorescent lights while somebody stands on stage and pontificates at you. No, it was a life of worship. It was a life of worship. And you could feel it as alive today as it's always been. Because it's not just that little place out in the Nilchik. It's the eternal kingdom of God. And you recognize it immediately. So I don't know, like, I guess for me personally, what happened once I became Orthodox is I dropped my bags. I breathed a sigh of relief. I knew I'd finally come home. Now my job is to live the life of an Orthodox Christian. I don't have to, I'm not afraid of every wind of doctrine. I'm not afraid of every suggestion of some heretic. Because I'm not leaning on my own understanding anymore. I'm leaning on 2,000 years of patristic teachings from men who are better than me, going all the way back to the apostles and Christ himself. What do we like? I don't know what to tell you.
At Ed Peter 7,926 super chatted $4.99.
Thank you, man. All right, we'll make it to 30. We'll make it to 30. Here you go, man. It's your little Sam, bro. So that's kind of like, that's my journey. And so for a while when I was first Orthodox, all I did was theology and debate and think about Protestants. My first priest immediately nipped that in the bud. And he was like, no more debates, no more watching debates. If you want to listen to something, you listen to the writings of the saints. And under obedience for at least a year, all these things which I'd become immersed in, I no longer was involved in at all. And my life was simple. My life was very simple. I made music. I listened to the writings of the saints, and I worked. And I went to church, and I was joyous, you know?
At Kyle Swamdnile super chatted $2. Leave no goal behind.
Nice, dude. Here's your sound. And what that did to me internally, I think it really shifted me. And I think it was difficult for me. I had a very difficult time listening, but I did it, you know, and it shifted something at me. It just made me, because I see a lot of Orthodox people that they're very wrapped up in debate, and that's fine, you know, but it's not my path. And I think that was made clear to me, you know, through this priest and through my obedience to him. I felt as though I was being taught to rest easy in the arms of the Lord and to stop spending your time bickering. And I guess I've just always, I just want to maintain that peace to whatever degree I can. I'm going to talk to my priest more about whether I should start being involved in this aspect of it more. Well, really what I'm here to do is to just be a real human being in front of you. I think that's what I'm here for, is just to be a real human being in front of you. And that's why I'm very willing to talk to like Wi-Fi Gospel and iHypocrite. People say that I'm very good at talking about this stuff, but you know, I get into a mode where I can do a really good job. It's like it engages. I'd be willing to talk to these guys because I'm willing to like have conversations, not squabble about like little things and have a how much do you know battle, because I suck at those. But if we're talking in terms of just like having a real conversation about these things, that I love that. I love that. I'm definitely willing to do that with Wi-Fi Gospel. I'm definitely willing to do that with iHypocrite, though he doesn't like me, I don't think. I don't know. But I'm going to talk to my priest. I'm actually going to call him after this show and see what he has to say about that. Yeah, I'm going to do that today. Anyone see the aliens in upstate New York this morning? What does that mean? What?
No, nobody that's got.
Bill and Sandra, you know, when things like this are happening, it seems.
I'm not seeing anything like that. What are you talking about? Are you talking about illegal aliens? Explosive device detonates outside New York City's 26th Federal Plaza. Illegal aliens are getting desperate with attempts to assassinate ICE agents. What the heck?
We got just shy of 6,500 criminal aliens we took off the streets in New York. So the data doesn't match your talking points. We got just...
Yeah, I see a little bomb. I see a little bomb. All right. Let's hit this goal. I'm going to get out of here. I don't know how much more I have. My plan is to do more shows and make them less long from here on. I don't want to overstay my welcome, and I don't want to I'm going to save the music for members shows and for shows over. So I don't think I have anything. Let me see. Let me just real quick see if I have anything else I wanted to discuss. I got my little show folder.
An autonomous.
I have this in here. I don't know why.
It's absolutely insane that if you sat in silence for 10 minutes every day with no stimulation, and then you stopped using words poorly against yourself and stopped judging everyone, including yourself, and then you wrote 5 things that you're grateful for every single morning after you woke up before touching your phone, and then you like walked outside for like 30 minutes every day, just got some fresh sun, fresh air, and then like read 1 page in a book and just filled your mind with positivity and new perspectives, your life would
Super
immediately
chatted
get better.
$5.
Literally after the first...
Donate you scrubs.
Is that
I
all?
want to hear that girl song.
Yeah, dude, donate. I think that's why I put that in there, was just to make that joke. There's your sound. Just be like, oh, is that it? That's all I have to do? Wait here. This is all you guys, this is all you have to do, ready?
Insane that if you sat in silence for
Hold on, let me get my notebook.
10 minutes every day with no stimulation, and then you stop using words poorly against yourself,
Got
and
it.
stop judging everyone, including yourself, and then you wrote 5
Okay.
things that you're grateful for
Got
every
it.
single morning after
Okay.
you woke
Kyle
up,
Swam
before
Niles
touching your
super
phone,
chatted
and then you
$2.
like walked outside
Positive
for like 30
affirmation.
minutes every day, just got some
Collision
fresh
emoji.
sun, fresh air,
Yeah.
and then like read 1 page in a book and just filled your mind with positivity and new perspectives,
Yeah.
your life would immediately get better, literally after the first day.
Okay. There you go, guys. Just do that easy a bunch of stuff. All right. Nothing else in there. Let me see if I got anything in here. I know there's something I saved to make fun of, but I don't know. Whatever.
At reverse_massage super chatted $1.99. Sicilian American reparations.
Thanks, man. Here's your sound. Don't make Tony have to live in the streets and go to Arby's. Thank you. Thank you, V. You probably want to looking to gain this hat. That's my own show.
Super chatted $4.99.
Thank you, man. Here's your sound. Dang, y'all. Y'all blessing me. I'm gonna come back tomorrow. I'm planning on doing a show every day.
Super chatted $2.28. Last minute super chat.
But I want to use my quiet energy to make stuff instead of just be quiet in front of you and feel like I'm doing a bad job. Yo, thank you. Here's all your sounds.
At doughboy_slim super chatted $10. Super chatted.
I'm looking for sounds. Here's your sound. These are all your sounds.
At Kyle Swam Niles super chatted $5. Positive affirmation of Sicilian American reparations.
Thank you, bro. I'll be your wish, I'll be your dude, I'll be your walking stick. Oh, man. You definitely need to buy Tony merch since it's nice.
At Static Age Show super chatted $2. Love you, bro. And the chat.
Love you too, man. Oh, Dinosaur's coming out in 17 days. I made a little promo today. We're going to be making a bunch of other promos. I'm pretty excited about this album. Stack Age, I got to talk to you a little bit. I don't know if I have any more little weird videos. Let me just check real quick. It gets a little scary just clicking random videos. I get a little scared, but let's see what this is. Okay. That wasn't so bad. What's this?
Hi, lipstick, cherry.
Okay. I'll give it one more shot.
Hello, the ban on guns is...
Oh, I already did that one. Yeah, I'm good. We hit the 30. That's the goal, baby. I was worried about paying my bills this week. I was worried that I'd be poor.
I was worried I'd have to live in the streets, cause the Arby's to charge my phone. I was worried that y'all didn't like me no more. I was worried that I fell off. I'm about to have a damn panic attack, cause I thought you wouldn't hit the goal. But you hit the goal just now.
Nice. All right, so end it with a win. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. I might even do a weird member stream in the middle of the night. I'm giving myself these options. If you're not Orthodox, become Orthodox. If you are Orthodox, go to church.
In a garden brimming with gold and green. No mosquitoes, no predators, no.
Wait, I'm gonna raid somebody. Don't leave. Don't leave. Hold on, let me raid somebody. I'm gonna raid somebody. Give me 1 second. Only 1,000 people watching? Ugh. That's gonna be embarrassing when I raid someone and they only get 1,000 people. They're gonna think I'm a freaking loser. All right, all 1,000 of you, go say hi to Jay Dyer. He's live right now. Tell him I said Occam. Oh yeah, Razor. Razor. Oh, the guy from the Razor commercials. Super in his philosophy.
Next time that you see me, don't. Next time that they see me, they won't. Next time that you see me, don't. Next time that they see me, they won't.
He will block us if you say that. All right, guys, go say hi to Jay and you know, just be cool. He's volatile. Guys, go say hi to Jay and just be, you know, just be careful, cause you know, it's a minefield sometimes with him. Just try, go say hi and don't say something so that he blocks me or unfollows me, because it's you know, it's kind of I don't want to ruin that because he's scary. Go say hi to Jay and don't do anything that gets me blocked by him because he's scary. Yeah, just act casual. Listen to Metal Stalfos. Be cool, yo. It's Jay. Be cool, yo.